Rafael, as I said, is with GSMA. He's worked in NFC and mobile commerce. He's also working on implementation of an interoperable SIM-based specification, a go-to-market deployment activity in Latin America, China, Japan, and Korea. Prior to GSMA, he was in microfinance for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in developing countries and for Deloitte on enterprise risk services. So Rafael's going to come up and give us a few minutes of his thinking, so please welcome Rafael.
All right. Well, good evening. Thanks for that, Thad. So as Thad pointed out, at GSMA, working on the mobile commerce program. And for those who may not know GSMA, we're the trade association, not just for mobile operators, but also for other industry players in the mobile industry. So we look to drive new initiatives into the market that obviously revolve around the mobile platform. And one of our primary programs that we have at GSMA, which is probably now our biggest, is mobile commerce. We used to be called the NFC program, but we sort of transitioned that as we understood it was just more than tapping a phone on a contactless reader. A lot more to that, and there's a huge ecosystem out there that our members are looking to take a part in. So I'd sort of discuss a little bit what our position is for about 5 minutes, and then we'll obviously go to a panel and we'll field questions a bit later. So I think the question that I should put out was, is 2014 the year for payments? So, well, for mobile commerce or mobile payments. So when I first started this about 2010, 2011, I was convinced 2011 was the year. Like, it was definitely coming this year. Absolutely. I'm in Japan, I'm in Korea, I'm in China, I'm really driving this home. Didn't really take off. 2012, I was more in Europe. Yep, this is the year. It's coming. All the European MNOs are really arming up, got these huge teams. We're really going to focus on it, and sort of floundered a little bit. 2013, I was very optimistic. So we're sort of here at 2014, and I'm not just being a bit naive or a bit too optimistic, but I do think this year is actually you're going to be seeing a lot more as a consumer in the market, a lot more introduction of these services using the mobile platform, not just NFC but different mobile services. And I don't think this is going to be the year for mobile commerce, but I think it's going to definitely be the year of disruption. There's going to be a lot out there, and as a consumer, you're going to be flooded with a lot of different choices to be able to use your mobile device for different things, for interacting at a point of sales terminal or loyalty, couponing, etc. So with that, I'll sort of give a high level overview of mobile and how we sort of see mobile playing a role in this. So as the slide suggests, back when 20 years ago, cards started being more prevalent, plastic cards, and there was a pretty big slow uptake of those plastic cards. I was a child then, but people tell me it was a slow uptake of plastic cards back in the day, and and it was started morphing, where the plastic cards started turning into different sort of abilities, rather than just making a payment. But you had loyalty. You have the likes of I guess it's not very good now, but Target, they had a special card that you could do that wasn't a payment card that, as we know it, using a payment network. It was using a sort of a bank transfer network, which was quite new and innovative and not very good for the payment networks. But we saw cards start to morph, and then we have this thing that we have with us all the time, a mobile device, which is a handheld computer, and that we have with us all the time. We've done studies where people, they remember that they've forgotten their phone a lot quicker than they ever remember forgetting their wallet. We're quite attached to them. So at GSMA, we obviously, for our mobile carriers, that's their bread and butter, we tried to develop initiatives around the mobile platform. So one of them was NFC, and we put a lot of effort into developing a standardized way of communicating, not just with the point of sales terminal through the phone. We developed a standard for that, but also for storing of the secure credentials. Obviously, this is money. This is your money. We want to ensure that it's as secure as possible. So we went about and did that, and we've been working with the mobile operators and the wider industry to try and get uptake in many different markets. So here in the US, you might have heard of ISIS. They've done something like that. Google Wallet did something a little bit along the same lines, a little bit differently than how we prescribe it. But you've seen NFC sort of a little bit in the market using the handset. And what we're really trying to do is try and drive that to be a bit more of a mass market adoption that we've seen in East Asia, where they've really taken off. And now in Europe, it's starting to really take off as well. So mobile commerce, as Thad touched on, there's many different mechanisms that can be used in the mobile commerce world. And what we're seeing is, you'll hear from the panelists later, because everyone has different views about what their company is doing. But there's this huge rush to market to be on the mobile platform, not just for payments, but anything really. Like internet, everything wants to be on the mobile platform nowadays. But for mobile commerce especially, there's this huge rush to market where everyone has to have a strategy. I remember, in Australia, there's 4 big banks, and one of the banks, they put out this service called Kaching, which was basically an add-on to your iPhone that you could make a payment service. And when the announcement came out, the CEO emailed the head of innovation at another bank and said, why don't we have something like this? You need to develop it now. So we see a sort of very big reaction amongst different competitive players. If there's something in the market and it's on the mobile, it must be cool, it must be innovative, we need to be involved in it. And so what's happening is this huge rush to market, everyone has their own service, and obviously it's proprietary. So what we want to do for the consumer is make sure that it's as holistic and ubiquitous as possible, and that's what we're trying to do. So we'll see later, we'll answer your questions, but sort of just want to set a little, platform as to what sort of the mobile operator community is trying to do as far as trying to put a ubiquitous mobile commerce service out there in the market.